Hello everyone, my name is Mordecai and welcome back. This week I'm going to cover Husk pathing and how they affect from the spawn points. So what I mean by that is when you go to a mission and you see the little purple clouds on the ground, I'm going to teach you how to figure out where the Husks are going to come from so you can set up your own trap tunnels. Now I'll be doing some very basic ones just to kind of show you and help you get the point across. So with all that out of the way, I'm going to jump right into it. Alright guys, we're inside the mission. Normally when you find the objective, it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff around it, so I went ahead and cleared out all that junk, and that's actually what you're going to want to do as one of the first things when you find the objective. So since I've already cleared it out, I'm going to go ahead and show you right here where the first spawn points are. If you hit the M, you can see the purple clouds, the ones to the southwest and directly to the east are where they're going to be coming from. So that's the ones we really need to worry about. So I'm going to start over here on this side. And here's the purple cloud, so this is where the Husks are going to spawn from. So from this point, the easiest path for them to my objective is from this point, and then run straight to it. The idea is that they're going to take the path of least resistance. Think of them as water or electricity, if you will. If there's something in the way, they're going to want to go around it, or if there's a faster, shorter way, they're going to take it. That's just what they're about. Now the bottom path here, they don't have that same luxury of the straight path, so they're going to say, well, I can't go this way, so I now must turn and go up this ramp and then make another cut to the objective, because that's the only path they have in order to get to the van unless I make them one, which I do not plan to do. As you can see here where I'm aiming, they're going to follow this path, come right up the ramp, and turn and get to the van. Again, because that is the shortest path for them to get to the van from this side. So now that I know how they're going to go from this side, I'm going to run over here to this to the eastern side. So we got a whole bunch of little spawn clouds up here, and pretty much this one actually that'll probably be the easier of the two sides. They're pretty much going to run straight west toward my objective, the way I'm running right now. So this one should be a little easier to corral them in. And again, the best way to think of this, and I'm going to probably repeat this later on in the video, they're going to go the path of least resistance. Think of them as a stream water going to a pond or to the ocean or what have you. That's probably the best way I know to do it. So you don't want to deviate them too much, but you want to be able to corral them enough that you can control exactly where you need them to go. So I'm going to save the boring stuff for right now. I'm going to cut over and I'm going to go ahead and build up a few trap tunnels and then kind of explain why I did them the way I did so I don't waste too much of your time. Otherwise this video may end up being 25 or 30 minutes long. So I'm going to cut it here, and then when you see me again, I'll be on the other side and I will try to describe how I set everything up. Alright guys, I'm ready to show this off. So again, these are very basic trap tunnels, and I'm going to start from the exact same side I did on the segment prior. So the idea is that they will spawn here at this side, and they're going to see this wall and say, well, I can't go this way because there's a path blocking me. So I'm going to run in here, and to start it off, I have gas traps. I use gas traps as one of the first, if not both first and second traps, because the shielders, the big dome purple shielder guys, they help alleviate a lot of the damage that the Husk would take. So by using the gas, it goes through their shield and kills the little shielder guys. And what that allows the rest of my traps to do then is to wipe out the rest of the Husks. So my recommendation on the very beginning of your trap tunnels would be to definitely put a gas trap, possibly two depending on the mission. After that, it's solely your discretion on what you want to use. You can use electric traps, fire traps, whatever you want to use. As you can see here, I'm using the wooden floor spikes to try to slow them down. The idea is you want to keep them here as long as you can. There's a little trick a lot of people like to do is put these little, what I call half walls in. And then what that does is it forces them to zigzag. But if you do that and you use something like a wall launcher like I have at the very end of mine, that kind of blocks them from getting pushed back the way you would like. So for this one, I'm going to leave them out. Again, it's up to you. It's preference really more than anything. To me, there's really no such thing as a truly wrong trap tunnel. You can make them however you want. So that's this side. That's kind of the idea I had behind that one. So let me run over here and show you the eastern side. So when they spawn here, they're going to say, well, I have a big wall. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. I found these little small paths here, so I was kind of worried they might try to path to that side. I would say 95% certain that they will not. So the idea is that they will all go through this open section here because there's a big wall in front of them, stopping them from going that way. And this one is built very, very similar to the other one, with the exception that I do not have a wall launcher at the very end. Again, very simple trap tunnel. It's about 4 tiles long tops. And you can see what I was talking about with the walls. I put up a normal straight wall, and then I put stairs behind them, because the idea is the Husk is not going to want to run up and hit them like this right here, because then they'd have to break through the stairs after, when they have a perfectly fine open hole right here to the objective. So the Husk AI is going to say, well, path of least resistance, I'm going that way. And use the same analogy as I did before. The Husk are electricity and or water, and your objective is, you know, let's say the pond. And they're trying to flow to get to that pond. So again, you don't want to deviate them too much. You can kind of make them cut, but never make them cut away from the objective, because when you try to do that, they will bust down your walls. So keep in mind, they're trying to flow towards it. So it sounds odd. You want to keep them away from it, but at the same time, you need them to flow towards it to make your trap tunnels efficient. So let me go ahead and start this bad boy up so you guys can kind of see exactly how this works. Normally I wouldn't build this such a big structure around the objective, but this helps me show you guys exactly what they're doing. Let me grab a couple electrical weapons just in case, and then here you go. And you can see on this side they are spawning in. Again, they are all flowing right into that open slot because they see that big wall. And if I turn and look at this side, I'm getting the same results, even the ones walking up the ramp, as I said they would, and the ones spawning up top. So what they're all doing is funneling into that open path, because I have that one whole section of the street blocked off. So the Husk is like, I'm not going to break that down, it'll take too long. I mean, they have the same mindset. Why expend more energy doing something else when I can just walk straight through an open path? So as you can see here, both sides are still following the same rule. They're all just funneling in. They're trying to flow right to the objective, and the traps are doing their job, taking them out. This is why I said I'd rather show the Husk pathing first, because when you understand how they path to your objective, then you have no problem setting up any sort of defense. I mean, if you really wanted to, and I wouldn't recommend this, but you can do this. You can just set these tunnels up empty, and you and your buddies can stand at the end and just shoot them as they try to come through. You would need to be careful of propane guys, because obviously they could blow up your tunnels. And even smashers, I'm not worried about. You'll see this guy's health probably go down fairly quickly, just getting destroyed by the traps. So it may seem like I used a lot of material. In terms of brick, I kind of did, because I needed to block off certain areas due to the pathing. As far as the traps, what you need to keep in mind is you're not going to be doing these by yourself. You're going to be with your friends, or if you are with randoms, then really they should be helping you as much as you're helping them. But really, guys, I'm probably not going to do the entire mission. I'm probably just going to do this enough, at least for this first section, and maybe cut it short, because it's kind of proven the point that I already stated. I've already built the traps that are funneling in. Nothing's being broken into. Nothing has fallen. So yeah, I mean, I really, I hate to say it, I really don't know what else to say on this one. So just keep in mind stairs and walls to block off sections, keep an open path to the objective, and you should be perfectly fine. So what I may do, I may cut out, maybe touch on one or two things, and then I'll tell you what, we'll call it a video. Like I said, otherwise it will end up being about 25 or 30 minutes long. Well, there you go, guys. That's Husk pathing, and obviously some very, very basic trap tunnels. Again, I'm not going to claim to be some sort of great trap tunnel king or anything like that. I can do the elaborate traps, but in reality, I don't need to use them, except in very rare circumstances. Most of the time, a straight tunnel similar to what I built, or maybe a simple L-shaped one, will do the job just fine. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. The Husk pathing was something, especially in the early days of the game when I was playing, I didn't understand it, so I didn't know how to properly do trap tunnels until I started testing. And a lot of times what I would do is I would start up a mission knowing I was going to fail, purposely not build anything, and watch and saw how they moved. And that's actually how I figured out how the Husk pathing worked. I didn't mind losing because I did it in private, and it allowed me to learn. So that's actually how I did it. And if you ever wanted to test something yourself, I actually recommend doing that. If there's something you're not sure about, go into a private game and try it out. That's honestly the best way to learn, and that's actually how I've taught myself a majority of what I know. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything that you think I should improve upon, or maybe something that I missed, let me know. And I will see you guys next week.